It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. Newcastle is set to be a big winner from the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup after the joint bid by Australia and New Zealand was successful. Newcastle will be one of 12 cities in the two countries which will host visiting teams and games at McDonald Jones Stadium. It follows on from the success of the Olympic qualifier against Vietnam in March and the 2015 Asian Cup Games. FFA Chairman Chris Niku says a lot of work went into getting the proposal over the line.
Stephen Lowy and David Gallup brought it to the board and then did the groundwork, and then this board really put a lot of effort into it with the bid team. COVID-19 was another challenge because we couldn't travel to do the lobbying, so Zoom's become our best friend, but we worked the time zones and we worked really hard, and I'm just pleased we got there.
Jetstar is under pressure to explain its decision to cut more than 200 jobs at Newcastle Airport and relocate many positions and apprenticeships to Melbourne. The decision affects engineers, cabin crew, pilots and apprentices who've been working out of the Williamtown base since Jetstar began flights from Newcastle in 2004. Jetstar and Qantas say the impact of COVID-19 on the airline industry has prompted the decision. However, Patterson MP Meryl Swanson says Jetstar still has some explaining to do.
Jetstar has many questions to answer in relation to why they are potentially moving these jobs to Melbourne and why 38 apprentices have been told that they can move to Melbourne. Now, you can't tell me that a young apprentice is going to be able to up stumps and move interstate, especially to Victoria when we've got this COVID reflare going. This is just fanciful and it's completely unfair.
The unemployment rate has hit double figures in Newcastle and Lake Macquarie for the first time in 17 years. New figures from the Bureau of Statistics show 36,000 jobs were lost during May, with the jobless rate now at 10%, up from 7.8% in April. The rate is significantly higher than the national unemployment rate, which sits at 7.1%. A third man has been arrested in the wake of Tuesday's violent confrontation with police at Hamilton South. Two men aged 28 and 35 were charged with allegedly threatening officers with a knife during a brawl in Fowler Street. It's alleged a 22-year-old man kicked the door of a police vehicle during the incident, causing damage before running off. He's since been arrested and charged with possess prohibited drug, malicious damage and affray. Livestock producers can learn all about making the right decisions for the farm this morning with the first in Hunter Local Land Services' new series of free webinars. The first online session begins at 9 o'clock with presentations on enhancing your decision-making skills and how to use good seasons to prepare for the bad. Local Land Services Acting Manager Simon Turpin says good decision-making skills are a must for all farmers.
It doesn't stop in good seasons or bad seasons, and really you should be planning for the bad seasons in the good seasons. So decision is fundamental. It's step one in everything we do, and good decision making provides good outcomes, and no decision making provides typically poor outcomes for people.
Fort Scratchley is set to reopen to the public on Saturday, July 4. Only the grounds and exhibition rooms will be accessible on weekends, with tunnel tours not permitted due to government regulations. The gun will also be fired at 1 o'clock, weather permitting.
2NURFM Sport.
Newcastle Knights prop Herman Sasa has been strongly linked to a move to the Gold Coast Titans for 2021. Knights officials have admitted they'd like the 25-year-old to stay, but they're in no position to make an offer due to salary cap constraints. Recruitment boss Alex McKinnon says the club still doesn't have a great understanding of how much money they'll have to work with. SASA's manager Simon Mamimino conceded the Titans are a front-runner for the prop signature for next season. Newcastle Jockey Club is hoping to have race crowds back in time for the Spring Carnival as it begins welcoming back small groups to meetings from this Saturday. Newcastle Racecourse will cater for 100 racegoers this weekend under strict guidelines of allowing 50 people in each approved area. NJC Chief Matt Benson says right now it's baby steps, but as restrictions are set to ease again, they're hoping they can ramp it up a notch next week. And Welsh international Joe Ledley is flying out today from the United Kingdom to help the Newcastle Jets in the final 4 games of their A-League campaign. And the winning numbers in Powerball are 36, 12, 20, 24, 27, 8 and 18, and the Powerball number is 17. 2NURFM News Time, 25 to 9.